The pandemic has taken a toll on students, with data pointing to dropping test scores across Washington since 2020 and districts working to rebound.
Since 2020, $2.9 billion in federal COVID relief money has been dispersed across Washington school districts. A certain percentage of that money was specifically set aside to address learning loss from the pandemic, hoping to get kids back up to speed.
A new report, though, out of Olympia is saying right now there's no way of making sure this money is being spent correctly. 4 News Now's Natalie Grant joins us live in studio tonight. Natalie, did the districts have an initial plan for how they wanted to use this money?
Well, Aaron, Kirsten, in 2021, districts across the state submitted a plan to the Office of the Superintendent of Public Instruction, or OSPI, outlining how they intended to use this funding. The results included mental health support, summer school programs, adding extra time for help before and after the school day, and tutoring. But this new report says that OSPI does not have an effective plan in place to make sure that districts are following through on that intention. The report says the spending is being tracked, but in very broad categories. As of last September, only 45% of that money has been spent across the state. The report states there is not enough detail on the ways the money is being spent and gives an example of districts reporting 74% of these expenses in the other category rather than their outlined plans. Now, following that report, the legislative auditor recommended OSPI establish a process to monitor specifically how districts are implementing their plans and spending their money. Now, the superintendent of public instruction, Chris Reigel, said that he partially agreed with this recommendation in a letter, saying these funds were intended to be incredibly flexible so they would be able to be put quickly into use in schools. He says there are already systems in place to track how the money is being used and will only add on additional tracking system if the U.S. Department of Education requires it. Now, we did reach out to Spokane Public Schools for comment on how they're spending their funding. While no one was available for an interview today, we did learn that the district has been given $124.2 million in that federal COVID funding since 2020 and has spent almost $100 million of it. Now, district officials say it has been spent on things like class size reduction, curriculum, support for special education, interventions, and student technology, all of which they say has been reported to the OSPI. Now, reporting in studio tonight, Natalie Grant, 4 News Now.